Professor Meyer here with you today, and I want to talk to you about the question being asked, well, is now really a good time to buy a home with the interest rates currently on the rise? So what I wanted to do is let's let the numbers talk. We'll go through a scenario here and point you to the right questions that you should ask yourself if it's right for you right now. So let's take a look. The scenario we're going to look at is for a conventional loan, 30 years at a fixed rate. Okay, we're going to assume there's a 10% down payment. Believe it or not, most people assume 20% is what everybody does for a down payment, but really only about 13% use 20% for a down payment on a home. You can go 10% like we're doing here, 5%. Heck, there's programs where you might not have to put anything down if you qualify for it. That's just a question for a lender if they can do that. Let's go with the scenario here. So we're going to buy a home for $250,000 here in 2022. We're looking at somewhere around a 5.1% rate right now. Okay, so that leaves our monthly payments with taxes and insurance somewhere in the ballpark of $1,648. Had to make some assumptions there, but it'll be somewhere in that range. So then you're looking at $567,000 if you were to never refinance, not do anything else, what you'd pay over the life of that 30-year loan. Okay. In the scenario we go to 2023, now after our 10% gain in equity that we look like we're heading for in the home market, this home that you were going to buy for $250,000 is now being purchased for $275,000. Okay, you gambled right. The rates went down and now we have a 4.1% interest rate. Okay, so congratulations, your monthly payment is lower. So from that $1,648 to $1,632, it's going to be somewhere $15 to $25 difference. And then maybe $557K you would pay over the life of the mortgage. So that is a difference of $10,000. Okay. So, I mean, that looks good, right? So if that's important to you, saving the money there, having a little bit of lower payment, you can wait and hold on for that. The one thing I'd have you consider, though, is in this scenario, you also have increased $25K in equity. So you could, in theory, you could use that equity to refinance, take out a loan against. You have some possibilities of things that you can do with that money. In this scenario, you have zero equity because you're just starting off your loan, right? So something to consider. What's important to you? But the way I see it, it's $25K in equity. You're saving $10,000. What's worth it to you? On that end, payments are going to be roughly in the same ballpark. Now, when we look at the scenario, okay, you're wondering if now's the time to get in, but you're also renting in this market with rents going through the roof. And if you can qualify for a home, I mean, look, take the quick math here. $1,000 to $1,500 you might be paying in rent, or $12,000 to $18,000 in a year. In that 30 years, let's say we rented for 30 years, we would give $540,000 to the landlord. Now, if you really like your landlord, and you can think of it as good charity. If you do not like them, then maybe it's the black hole of despair you just threw that money into, when we could be moving it up into something like this. So, food for thought on what's the better option. Get it now, take the equity in the home, wait a year, maybe the rates go down, and you save a little money on the front end. But something for you to weigh for yourself. Payments wise, it's going to be relatively the same. Thanks for joining me.